Hello everyone, I am Dr. Sindhuja. I am from Department of Networking Mobile Application. Today my session is about malware. What a malware is? Malware in short is a short term of malicious software. It is also known as malicious code or rogue program. Malware is a program or a part of program created by an agent with a malicious intent in order to affect the system in an undesired way. The flaws that are created during the software testing or during the inspection of the software is not malicious actually. It is a non-malicious code, but even though the range it affects the system is high. So, these malicious codes are intended for a desired user or a group of user. So, malware can be a virus or a worm. Let us see what a virus is. So, virus is a program that replicates itself and spread to the non-malicious program in order to affect the system. The term virus was evolved from the biological term virus. As a biological virus, it will enter into a person and it will replicate and it will affect the other persons. Similarly, this virus enter into the program, it will replicate and it will affect the other non-malicious program also. The virus are of two types, one is transient virus and the other one is resident virus. So, what a transient virus is? This virus will reside in the system till the program ends. That is, the program who created this particular virus ends, this transient virus will also ends. The next comes is the resident virus. This virus resides in the system and it will that is especially in the memory. So, when the program that creates this virus ends also, it resides in the same system. It will remain active in the system. Now, let us see what a worm is. So, worm is also a program that will spread itself, that will replicate and spread itself, but only through the network. It is similar to crawlers. It is also known as crawlers actually. It will spread through the network, through the system only with the help of the network. It will affect the entire system only with the help of network. And there is another kind of worm called boat worm. Boat is a kind of worm. It is actually a program. In this program, whatever updates we do will be reported to the controller. That is boat. So, the main difference between virus and the worm here is the spreading will be happening only with the help of network in worm, whereas in virus it will take some medium to spread. And when we take worm, the worm will spread the copies with like a standalone application, whereas virus it will be attached or embedded in a program and it will spread itself. This is the main difference between the virus and the worm. And the next comes is the Trojan horse. The name Trojan horse came from the reference of the Trojan War. Actually, what happened in Trojan War is a big wooden horse was placed before the defensive wall of the Trojan. It was placed by the Greeks and inside that there were Greek soldiers. Actually, the Trojan thought that as a gift and they took it inside the defensive wall and they placed it in a pride of place. So, after that time what happened was the Greek soldiers who has entered with the help of the horse into the defensive wall, they opened the gates for the Greeks and they attacked the Trojans. The same way is our Trojan horse. It is actually a program. It is created only for malicious effect. It will be present on the surface of the program, but it will not propagate. This is the main difference. So, the main difference between Trojan horse, virus and worm is actually the Trojan horse is a program, it will not propagate or spread, whereas virus is a program that will spread only through a medium and not with the help of a network, whereas worm it is also a program, it will spread but only through a network. This is the main difference between the Trojan horse, virus and worm. Now, let us see what are the aspects of malicious code. So, there are 4 aspects of malicious code. The first one is harm, next one is transmission or propagation, and the next one is activation, and the last one is stealth. So, what a harm is? That is how these malicious code affect the user or the system. And the next one is the transmission or propagation. That is how these malicious code transmit or propagates. And the next one comes is the activation. How these virus which has transmitted get activated or installed on other system. And the next one comes is the stealth. That is how these malicious code hide themselves from detection. In today's session, let us see what a harm is. So now let us see what harm will be created by malicious code. It is of three types. One is non-destructive, destructive, and the next one is commercial or criminal intent. So the first one, let us take non-destructive. When you take this non-destructive, a non-destructive harm, actually what happens is it was done for a funny intention. That is, they will display a funny message or an image so that the receiver will get panic and they will spread that panic among themselves. So that is their main aim. So the next harm is destructive harm. So in the destructive harm, the files will be corrupted, it will be deleted, or even the content will be modified, or sometimes the hardware will also get affected. Their main intention is to create or to attack the receiver. And the next one comes is the commercial or criminal intent. So in the commercial or criminal intent, what happens here is if there is so in the commercial or criminal intent, the recipient's computer will get into the agent's hand and they will install a snippet of program, and with the help of that program they will control the entire system rather than the recipient controls the system. And sometimes they will get the sensitive information also, like the password, details of the bank, all those informations will be received by the remote agent. So their main intention is a criminal intent. Okay, now let us see what these harm created to the user. So next comes is the harm to the user. So most of the malicious code infects the computer's data. Few examples are deleting the cursor, even they will delete the important file. A best example here is Jerusalem attack. In this attack on the 13th Friday, what happens is all the files will get deleted. Sometimes they will display a text message or an image on the screen, and suppose when we are viewing content, the website that is related to this appropriate content will get displayed, and they will send email to all the users contacts. They will modify the program files or system files, and they will steal or forward the sensitive information. All these things are harm to the user. Even though these virus, when we delete these virus, what happens is it will reside in the system itself. It will remain persistent in the system. So let us see what harm it has created to the user system. So in the user system, it will hide in the lower level directories, so that upon several inspection we will detect that it is a benign node. And in one part, what happens is they will attach to a critical file, and they will also reside on the non-critical part of the system file, so that it will remain undetected. Sometimes it will also hide the executable codes in different locations. That is, it will create multiple copies and it will reside in different location. So it will create harm to the system. Suppose when at one part, when we delete or detect and delete also, it will reside in the other part of the system. So what we need to do is we need to reinstall the system. Only then we will be free from this malicious code. Now we have seen what harm that was created to the user and the system. It will also affect the entire world. So how it affects the entire world is because these malicious codes intention is actually to spread the malicious code. Okay, while it is spreading, it will also affect the entire system in the network. Since the internet is vast, it will affect the entire system. So let us see few examples of these worms. The first worm here we are going to see is about Morris worm. It was actually created in 1988. and it affects just 3000 users. And the next worm is I love you worm. It infected 1 lakh servers. And the next came was the code red. It infected 3 million hosts. And the next worm was the conflict of worm. It infected 1.5 million users. That is how it infected is it compromised, and all the 1.5 million systems were under the control of the person who created this worm. So, the computer users and the society bear a heavy loss due to this malware. Hope this session was a useful one. Thank you.